Now, if you're somebody that has tried over and over again to create change in your life, but it's resulted in failure over and over again, I'm going to challenge you in this video and suggest that what if that failure was not actually this big tragedy that you may be thinking of it as, and maybe what if all those failures were actually blessings in disguise? Now, I know this may not make sense on the surface, but the truth is that God acts in mysterious ways. And this world, this reality, it functions in very counterintuitive ways. The thing is, when you keep trying, when you keep trying and struggling to make changes in your life, and those changes don't end up happening, many times what it is that you're actually, it's like you're moving a rock, it's like you're pushing a rock up a hill, right? Like a really, really huge rock, and you're pushing it up a hill. Now, technically, is this possible to do on your own? Yeah, probably. But it's going to be extremely difficult. And it would be much easier to push that rock up the hill if there was some kind of assistance. If you had some kind of assistance. Now, lucky for you, there is assistance that is available to you by God. And when you allow God's will to flow through you, that's when miracles can happen in your life. And yeah, I'm sure you're aware of this. But it's about how deep that connection with God is within you. You see, God can flow through you. God is helping you. And I'm sure that you have a connection with God, right? But if He's not at the foundation of your life, then He cannot assist you in the ways that He is trying to assist you in, because you have free will. You can put anything at the foundation of your life. The system that we have been brought up in, it conditions us to put other things at the foundation, like money, right? Money is a big one. Now, if we look at the system here, a lot of people that make it to the top, they actually succeed in pushing that rock up the hill by themselves, right? But it's a struggle the whole time. When you have something at the foundation, like money, and you hustle, you grind all the way to the top, it is possible. We've seen so many people do it. There's so many people that do it. But it's a struggle the whole time. And even when you make to the top, it's still a struggle. You got to maintain that success. It's like you build a strong fortress within you, a strong internal, all these internal rigid structures within you. But the trap is that you can get all of this worldly success, but then you're blocking yourself off from the divinity of God. Sure, God can still act through anybody, right? But the more false internal structures you create within you, the less that God will come through you. Because you're blocking His flow with all these rigid structures inside you. You see, essentially, in the system that we live in, what we're conditioned to do is create our own internal towers of Babel, reaching up to the sky. But God knows that even if you reach the top, even if you build your tower up all the way and you get all the way to the top, you will still feel empty inside. You will still feel a void. And this is what we see happening in society. How many times have you seen a celebrity that made it to the top and they got everything they ever wanted and they still feel depressed? And many times they end up unaliving themselves, unfortunately. You see, it's all a big trap. Once you realize that, the whole paradigm shifts. This is why when you're building success in this way, it's a struggle. It's a grind. This is where the whole hustle mentality comes from. But when you allow God into your life, what he's going to do first is he's going to strike down that inner Tower of Babel. He needs to strike down the false structures within you so that then he can build you back up. But now it's with him at the foundation. It's with him at the foundation. When God is at the foundation of your life, then look, it's not that everything's going to be easy. You're still going to have challenges, but you're going to be moving with the flow. You're still going to have challenges, but you're going to be, you have God at the foundation. You'll have God flowing through you. You see, God's flow through you is going to be less obstructed by all those internal rigid structures that you have built in the past. This is why, when people first start coming to God, right, things may actually get worse before they get better, because he needs to strike down all the false structures that you've created in your life. Take a look at this verse right here.
It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for someone who is rich to enter the kingdom of God.
You see, it's not saying that riches are bad. It's not saying that it's bad to be rich. But it's all about the place where it's coming from. It just so happens that a lot of people that end up becoming super rich in this system, a lot of those people are putting money at the foundation. They're creating a false idol out of money. And so this is why it's harder for a rich person to enter the kingdom of heaven. This is because the higher that you've built your internal structure, the higher that you've built your internal Tower of Babel, the more painful it's going to be when God strikes it down. And so the people at the top that have built their entire foundation on a false idol of money, these people, they're locked into that rigid structure and they're so attached to it. Imagine how painful it will be for that entire inner structure to come toppling down within them. Now, the thing is, you don't have to wait to get to that point. And so the fact that you've been trying and trying and trying, but haven't been getting success, it's a blessing, because now when God strikes down your inner Tower of Babel, it's not going to be as painful because you weren't able to even build it up high enough. This is a blessing in disguise. Because what God will do, what he's going to do is he's going to remove the false structures, and he is going to be at the foundation and build you back up so that now when you move through life, he is at the foundation. He is moving through you. And that is when he can work miracles through you. And that is when you are aligned with the purpose that you came here to do. You are aligned with your God-given design, and you become an unstoppable force, not fueled by the false structures, not fueled by the false idols, but fueled by God, fueled by Christ within you. And when you're living your life from that internal orientation, that's when real miracles can happen in your life. So good luck on your journey. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. And until then, live free and shine bright.